I'm grateful for MPs like Jean Crowder and Jim Manley who have stood up for right relations with First Nations as I have. And I really want to carry on that vital work. So all my life, I've been part of the struggle for social democracy. I first learned politics from my granddad, John Osler. He was appalled at the violence against striking workers, and he ran for the CCF 3 times. And with David Lewis, he founded Canada's first law firm for labor. Social justice, public service, and the NDP were part of my family upbringing. I've worked hard all my life for social democracy. So that really started for me with the peace movement in the late 80s, then working with the Canadian Institute for Environmental Law, and then I fought nuclear plants. And with many of you here in the room, stood up against the GSX pipeline and the Dew Point gas plant. And we won. And it became clear to me that these are political battles. And so I ran for office and was elected 4 times to the Islands Trust and twice as council chair. With 38,000 constituents, I listen, learn, and represent. I've been honored to serve with 3 Nanaimo chiefs, and we signed a protocol agreement together. I'm already working with NDP MPs and MLAs spread across 5 federal ridings. And I have to tell you that standing up for that preserve and protect mandate of the Islands Trust, that forward-looking creation of the Dave Barrett government, that has been no easy task, given that whole time the BC Liberals and Harper have been in power, all of my 12 years in office. As chair of the trust, I've stood with ferry workers, lighthouse keepers, coast guards against cuts to vital services. We pushed for protecting ecology and pushed for action on climate change. So let me tell you a story. After the BP Gulf spill, I was part of a cross-border meeting with Americans. I was doing that in my role as Trust Council chair. And friends, I was ashamed to be the only elected Canadian there. The federal and BC governments refused to come. Washington State outlined its vastly tightened oil spill rules. And then I presented the growing risks our Canadian government is imposing on our shared waters. As I listed the multiple pipelines, coal barges, 800% more oil tankers, unrefined oil that can't be cleaned up, gutting environmental protection, silencing government scientists. As I listed all that, the American audience grew increasingly discouraged. I was shattering their illusion about Canada the good. And then at a particularly low point in my presentation, someone from the back of the room yelled, "But you're Canadian, you have health care." I was embarrassed to be standing there, having to apologize for the backward, dangerous course Harper is steering. And you know, I am proud to be Canadian, but I found it really hard to be proud that day. More and more of us are feeling that way lately. The Harper government is deeply harming Canada with mean-spirited cuts that hurt our most vulnerable, undemocratic trade deals that undermine our jobs, democracy, environment, sovereignty, upper-class tax cuts that starve public services for the rest of us, and gutting environmental laws and completely failing on climate change. To me, it's a tragic lost opportunity that we are mining fossil fuels at great danger to the planet without even maximizing jobs. I want Canada to have the guts to hold out for a better deal. Premier Tawny Douglas did. I loved how he summed up a rocky meeting with Imperial Oil. He said, "The bad news is The bad news is Imperial has left Saskatchewan. The good news is the oil's staying. Fellow New Democrats, as Jack Layton urged, let's move from opposition to proposition. We've done so much already. Canada's health care, old age security, equal marriage, these are all New Democrat legacies. They're the things that Canadians are most proud of. I work with renewable, resilient businesses and communities right here, right now. They don't want to keep fighting bad projects and bad governments. They want a government working truly in the public good. They want a government working truly in the public interest. I know we can build our kind of Canada. You know it, we know it. We want a country that protects and celebrates the rights and contributions of working people. We want a country where women are safe, where seniors are secure, where all kids have enough to eat. We want a country that protects a healthy environment and acts strongly, quickly on climate change. We want a country that reconciles with Indigenous people. We want a country that respects all members of our diverse human community. And we want a Canada that is a force for peace in the world. In other words, we want a social democracy. Next year's election year, and the stakes are high. We will go into the election as the official opposition for the first time in our history. And what happens here today is the beginning. We have to, and together we will win this riding. I have the political experience, the strong public profile, the passion and energy it takes to win and keep winning this riding for the NDP. I want to learn from your wisdom. I want to work with you and for you. I know I have the commitment. What I need is the opportunity. I hope you will give me that today. Thank you.
Thank you.